Modern Supervision, Concepts and Skills. Chapter 1. Modern Supervision, Concepts and Skills. Work hard, have high standards, and stick to your values, because somebody's always watching. Ivan Seidenberg, Chairman and CEO, Verizon. McGraw-Hill/Sherwin. Copyright 2010 by the McGraw-Hill Companies Incorporated, all rights reserved. Learning objectives define what a supervisor is. Summarize research findings that have led to basic ideas of what managers should do. Describe the basic types of supervisory skills. Describe how the growing diversity of the workforce affects the supervisor's role. Identify the general functions of a supervisor. Explain how supervisors are responsible to higher management, employees, and co-workers. Describe the typical background of someone who is promoted to supervisor. Identify characteristics of a successful supervisor. See text page 2. Supervision Supervisor. A manager at the first level of management, which means the employees reporting to the supervisor are not managers. The Taft-Hartley Act embellishes this definition by indicating that a supervisor is any individual having authority, in the interest of the employer, to hire, transfer, suspend, lay off, recall, promote, discharge, assign, reward or discipline other employees, or responsibility to direct them, or to adjust their grievances, or effectively to recommend such action, if in connection with the foregoing the exercise of such authority is not of a merely routine or clerical nature, but requires the use of independent judgment. 1. Figure 1.1. A sampling of supervisory positions to be filled. 1 to 4. Supervisors should focus on efficiency. Frederick Taylor, the father of scientific management, believed that in order to improve efficiency, it is important to consider the best way in which a job could be completed. By applying scientific knowledge to the study of production, it was feasible to maximize efficiency. Supervisors should focus on functions to be performed. All managers have primary management functions to perform in organizations: planning, organizing, leading, controlling. Supervisors should focus on people, because they deal directly with employees and have knowledge about an organization's customers. Supervisors emphasize a people orientation. This focus recognizes that the quality of an organization is often affected by the quality of interactions among its members. Types of supervisory skills. Technical skills. The specialized knowledge and expertise used to carry out particular techniques or procedures. Human relation skills. The ability to work effectively with other people. Conceptual skills. The ability to see the relation of the parts to the whole and to one another. Decision-making skills. The ability to analyze information and reach good decisions. See Learning Objective 2, describe the basic types of supervisory skills. See text pages 4 to 5, relative importance of types of skills for different levels of managers. See Learning Objective 2, describe the basic types of supervisory skills. See text page 5, 1 to 9. Modern view of management skills. Task-related activities, efforts to carry out critical management-related duties. People-related activities, efforts to manage people. 3. Change-related activities, efforts to modify components of the organization. 1. Task-related activities, efforts to carry out critical management-related duties, such as planning, setting objectives for employees, and monitoring performance. 2. People-related activities, efforts to manage people, such as by providing support and encouragement, recognizing contributions, developing employees' skills, and empowering employees to solve problems. 3. Change-related activities, efforts to modify components of the organization, such as monitoring the environment to detect a need for change, proposing new tactics and strategies, encouraging others to think creatively, and taking risks to promote needed changes, supervising a diverse workforce. While the share of white men in the workforce declines, the share of Black, Hispanic, and Asian workers is expected to rise. Women now make up more than 46% of the adult labor pool. The segment aged 65 years and over is expected to represent more than 16% of the U.S. population by 2020. Opportunities and challenges. Even greater diversity expected in the U.S. workforce of the future, coupled with laws and policies intended to ensure fair treatment of various groups, requires supervisors to work successfully with a much wider variety of people. Subtle discrimination. Supervisors and other managers can use several tactics to improve attitudes. Have employees work with someone who is different. Use the kind of behavior they expect employees to exhibit. Question negative stereotypes. Functions of supervisors. Planning. The purpose of planning by supervisors is to determine how the department can contribute to achieving the organization's goals. This includes planning how much money to spend, what level of output to achieve, and how many employees will be needed. Organizing. At the supervisory level, organizing involves activities such as scheduling projects and assigning duties to employees. Modern supervisors are increasingly responsible for setting up and leading teams of workers to handle special projects or day-to-day operations. Staffing. Identifying, hiring, and developing the necessary number and quality of employees. A supervisor's performance depends on the quality of results that the supervisor achieves through his or her employees. Leading. Influencing people to act, or not act, in a certain way. The supervisor is responsible for letting employees know what is expected of them and inspiring and motivating employees to do good work. Controlling. Monitoring performance and making needed corrections. The supervisor is expected to provide employees with the resources and motivation to identify and correct problems themselves. Relationships among the functions. Planning comes first, followed by organizing, then staffing, then leading, and, finally, controlling. This order occurs because each function depends on the preceding function or functions. Typically, supervisors spend most of their time leading and controlling. See Learning Objective 4, identify the general functions of a supervisor. See text pages 10 to 11, responsibilities of supervisors. Recognize the talents of each subordinate. Share your vision of where the organization wants to go. Treat employees with dignity and respect. Conduct necessary meetings efficiently and ensure they accomplish their intended tasks. Keep your staff informed and up to date. Be accessible to those under your supervision. Conduct periodic evaluations of your group's progress. Provide an opportunity for employees to evaluate you. Praise your staff for their accomplishments. Keep in touch with your industry. Be able to perform the duties of those you supervise. Recognize the talents of each subordinate. Share your vision of where the organization wants to go. Treat employees with dignity and respect. Conduct necessary meetings efficiently and ensure they accomplish their intended tasks. Keep your staff informed and up to date. Be accessible to those under your supervision. Conduct periodic evaluations of your group's progress. Provide an opportunity for employees to evaluate you. Praise your staff for their accomplishments. Keep in touch with your industry. Be able to perform the duties of those you supervise. Keep a sense of humor. Be fair. Follow proper hiring practices. Know the law as it applies to your company and your job. Adhere to workplace safety rules and regulations. Keep accurate employee records. Avoid sexual harassment and discrimination based on gender, age, race, pregnancy, sexual orientation, or national origin. Know how to fire an employee without violating his or her rights. Types of responsibilities. Giving managers timely and accurate information for planning. Keeping managers informed about the department's performance. Giving their employees clear instructions and making sure they understand their jobs. Cooperating with co-workers in other departments. See Learning Objective 5, explain how supervisors are responsible to higher management, employees, and co-workers. See text pages 11 to 12, Responsibilities and Accountability. The practice of imposing penalties for failing to carry out responsibilities adequately usually includes giving rewards for meeting responsibilities. Becoming a supervisor. Typical candidates to be made supervisors. An employee with a superior grasp of the technical skills needed to perform well in the department. A person with the most seniority. An employee with good work habits and leadership skills. Recent college graduates. See Learning Objective 6, describe the typical background of someone who is promoted to supervisor. See text pages 13 to 14, Preparing for the job. Learn about management through books and observation. Learn as much as possible about the organization, the department, and the job. Once on the job, continue the learning process. Acknowledge another person's feelings if they were also a candidate for the position. See Learning Objective 6, describe the typical background of someone who is promoted to supervisor. See text pages 14 to 15, Obtaining and using power and authority. Have the new supervisor's boss make an official announcement of the promotion. State your expectations, desire to work as a team, and interest in hearing about work-related problems. Don't rush to make changes in the department. See Learning Objective 6, describe the typical background of someone who is promoted to supervisor. See text page 15. Becoming a supervisor. Set limits on your behavior. Don't be a rescuer. Figure out how to measure success. Communicate with everyone. Be firm. Learn from others. Often, a new supervisor takes on his or her position as the result of a promotion. That means their supervisor's relationships with others in the department will change. How do you maintain positive working relationships with people when you are now responsible for ensuring they get their work done correctly and efficiently? Here are some suggestions for making the transition smoothly. Set limits on your behavior. Some kinds of behavior that coworkers commonly engage in: gossiping, grumbling about work, choosing friends, will interfere with your role as supervisor. Employees are counting on you to be fair and objective. If some employees expect favors based on friendship, they are not true friends. Don't be a rescuer. Instead of jumping in to get the work done whenever a problem arises, teach the employees in your group to do the tasks you once handled. Training can be harder than doing the job yourself, but it builds a stronger work group. Figure out how to measure success. How can you tell if each person is succeeding in terms of quality, cost, and timeliness? As a supervisor, you need to see when employees are on track toward meeting their goals and when you need to step in. Communicate with everyone. Make a point of talking to each member of your work group so that you can understand each person's goals and everyone knows what your expectations are. Show employees how each person's efforts benefit the whole group. Be firm. Sometimes employees test a new supervisor to see if rules and standards will be enforced. If that happens, you will need to make it clear that you are serious about the whole group's success. Learn from others. Get to know other supervisors and managers who will share the wisdom gained from their experience. Sources, based on Brandy Britton, Making the Move. From Peer to Supervisor, Los Angeles Business Journal. October 10, 2005, Ed Ryzowski, From Peer to Supervisor. Supervision, May 2005, both downloaded from Business and Company Resource Center, http://galenet.galegroup.com.